Good morning everybody. Now remember in the last video we actually found out why this Gloria felt slow, and we did a boost leak test and we found that the intercooler was actually pissing out in like so many different places, not from the piping but from the actual cooler itself. So I actually got onto Facebook. Now I was been trying to find one all week. I've been trying to see if Skyline ones fit. I've been speaking to companies about getting a custom one made. So one of them wanted absolutely a horrendous amount of money. Other one wanted to do something with me for a good price, but unfortunately with COVID that couldn't happen. So I actually just went into the forums and I just asked about, does anyone actually have a Gloria intercooler? Because I just want to get some boost back in her, and then down the line we'll do like a big custom front mount. So we have sourced a Gloria Y33 intercooler. So I got this for £65 posted, which isn't terrible, but nonetheless it's an absolutely freezing day in the snow. We're going to be fitting this intercooler. So the most annoying thing about fitting an intercooler is usually just taking a bumper off. The bumper's off usually an absolute pain. And the intercooler is down here, so I'm probably going to have to remove something. I actually don't know how it mounts on. I don't know if it mounts on through the top, or we're going to have to take the bumper off, or we need to jack it up and just get it around the back there. We're probably going to have to jack the car up and do it on this side. So we've got two here, we've got one at the front which we'll probably get from underneath. First of all, we're going to take the airbox off. The rest of it looks like it's on the floor, so we're going to make our lives easier. I'm just going to jack up this side, so we've just got a lot more room to work with. Always jack up in ice, guys, it's super safe. Okay, so the hot side goes into here, cold side comes out here. I take the airbox off and we can get to the cold pipe and the hot pipe, and then I'm not sure if it slides in or you put it up, so let's see. There we go. I think that's definitely one of those ones that's going to be harder to get out than get in. Let's have a look here. This is the hot side and that's bolted in there, and that looks exactly like that. So it looks like one's a bolt and one's a stud. So we're going to take these off here and then we're going to go underneath the car. Actually, right, this guy's off. This one here is being tough, so we've got something to do for, because I definitely don't want to round this bolt, because I'm going to be seriously screwed. I'll let that soak for a minute. It's going to go two ways. If you're going to round, oh, it's going to come off. Sound like it came off. Yes, it did. Right, I'm definitely going to go two loosey, one tight. This one feels a little bit rough. The thread doesn't feel very nice, so I'm going to loosen twice, tighten twice, loosen 3 times, tighten twice, just to get that thread a little bit nicer. I definitely don't want this thread breaking, so I'm gonna just keep working it nice and slow. I've got that last bolt off, so realistically it should start coming off now. I think we're gonna have to make a little bit of a crack in this bit here. Maybe just get a hammer on it and just try to loosen that bit off, because it seems like it's just got a little bit of a seal. So let's just see if we can start making a little bit of a join in there. So I actually couldn't split this bit on the car, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove it, or try to wiggle it out with this pipe on, because it was getting, honestly, I genuinely couldn't get it out with this pipe on in the car. So there's the old cooler. So where it was, if I look at it this way, so, oh, see the crack there? That's where it was leaking from, all along there. So I think that's had a scrape or something, but you can see the difference. See how they're nice and tight and close? This one is all over the place. So I'm going to try and get this off. Might need a bit of hammering and stuff, and we're going to transfer everything over. It's quite good because this one's got the whole all bolts, where this hasn't. But yeah, let's give it a go and try and get this piece off, because we need this. Luckily we don't need this cooler because it's fucked, so we can just hopefully, oh, well, we're getting there closer. This side's coming off, but it's the thread on this side. So, see, I might just be able to wind it out. There we go. Sweet. I'm going to keep that gasket because I don't have one, and this one is better than none. Right, so I'm just going to start changing everything over. So I've actually got the intake back on there now. That is ready to go back in the car. I'm going to bolt it up, and then we're going to put that pipe on afterwards, I think it'd be. So I've just cleaned up here, so yeah, let's get it back in the car. Right, fun time everyone. Right, so they all plumbed in. I'm not entirely sure how that gasket's going to go. I'm not sure if it might leak from there. I'm hoping not. As I said, I've got two little clip things which keeps in the right place, but they are old and crap. But as you can see, you can see them there. So hopefully it'll be okay. We're open at the bottom. We just need to put the airbox back on now. Airbox back in. Put the vacuum lines in. Plug the MAF sensor in, and we'll go for a drive and see if it's got boost. Right, so it's all plumbed in. Pretty sure everything's nice and bolted down. I'm going to put the wheel back on. We're going to pump the tyres up. Then we're going to go for a spin and pray we got boost. Right, she's all on. Back together. Tyres are pumped up. Let's take her for a spin. Honestly, I pray we got boost, but I feel like what's going to happen now is we're going to have boost, but we're going to have nowhere near the amount we should. But let's see, we're hoping for like 7 or 8 psi. That means we're quite good. So we've got the boost gauge set up here. Let's go for a spin. Right, we're going to let the front warm up a little bit. Please, please, please say we have boost. We still don't have boost, guys. Doesn't make sense, lads. It sounds better. It doesn't sound like it used to before. It literally used to go, and I used to hear like boost leak coming out of the bloody big. But I don't have any boost. It's still slow, but it's not making that noise anymore. No boost. What the fuck, man? I'm absolutely lost, to be honest with you. I genuinely thought I would have got boost after that, but I'm literally getting like not even nothing. I'm getting less than nothing. So something's going on somewhere. The thing is though, it might be the turbo. It actually might be the turbo that's gone. Turbos, but again, you think it would create at least some boost. If the turbo's gone, it would create some boost, or you get some sort of oil pissing out the back or something because the seals are gone. But like literally, I feel it does. I don't know, guys. I'm honestly stumped. So I'm going to message Jake with the boost leak test. I'm going to see if he's available. If it's not that and we can't find any more leaks, then I'm going to have to just presume it's the turbo that's gone. Right, so I'm just testing the solenoid. I'm just trying to have a look around here. The solenoid, see the solenoid's not closing the wastegate. And the solenoid's actually working. If you can actually hear it tipping, so I'm going to just rev the throttle. And you should be able to hear that tipping, like tapping, clicking open. Is that clicking? That means the solenoid is actually opening. So the solenoid seems fine. So I'm just going to take a guess. I think it's going to be the actual actuator. I think the actuator is going to be stuck open. And it's just not letting any air into the turbo. It's just pissing out straight into the exhaust. So tomorrow we've actually got a ramp booked, so I'm going to get underneath it, take the exhaust off, because the turbo is right at the bottom of the engine, so it's going to be impossible to see it from the top. So I'm going to take the exhaust off the turbo and just have a look inside and see if we can see what the flap's doing, and we can actually get to the actuator at the bottom and see if we can move that actuator up and down. Because at the minute I'm absolutely stumped, honestly. I'm starting to think it's actually something to do with the turbo. Right, so we just came to Jake's to use his boost leak tester and we can't find anything. We're putting 20 psi through and the only leaks, we could hear something, but it just seemed like it was coming pre-turbo. Couldn't really hear anything else. Everything else seems fine. So, but anyway, tomorrow we're going to go and get it up on the ramp, and we're going to take the back of the exhaust off and just see if we can look inside the turbo and see what the wastegate's doing. I kind of think the wastegate's going to be stuck open, and I kind of think that the actuator arm isn't going to be moving freely. So we're going to see if we can get the actuator arm moving freely. If it's not that, then I'm taking it to someone else, because I have a fucking clue. There's just so many vacuum lines, I feel like I've never even worked on a Nissan before, never mind this. So it's like way out of my depth, but yeah. Anyway guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we have some good luck with the Gloria, but I love you all and I'll see you next one.